So, yesterday we looked at Heroes, the recording of the Stargate program as part of the legacy of the outgoing president. Today sees the election of the new one. Actually, it's past the election, it's his first day on the job, I mean. And it is a bit off-putting to have all the crap dumped on him the first day before he can even reach the famous Oval Office. And then when he finally gets there, the chairman of the Joint Chiefs is actually waiting in there when he arrives. Not going to even get a chance to pick out which piece of furniture he gets to have affairs on.
Mr. President, I'm here to bring you up to speed on a program we've been running out of Cheyenne Mountain for the past 7 years.
Is that where we did that cheesy alien autopsy video? No, sir. We don't film our alien autopsies as a matter of policy. The chairman starts to explain about the Stargate, but the president is convinced that he's just playing a joke on the new guy. It takes a little convincing to change his mind. After the titles, we also get to see the new vice president, former Senator Kinsey himself, so the president is a mite unhappy to learn that his running mate knew all along that we were sending troops to other planets and then kept it from him. But even while the president is still fuming, Kinsey's pushing his view that the SGC is a collection of screw-ups that are in desperate need of replacement pronto.
Why do you think I was ordered to keep quiet? This was a deliberate attempt by the military and the previous administration to drive a wedge between us because they knew I was going to come after them.
Yeah, security of the planet never factored into it at all. The president needs a lot more than that to swallow Kinsey's suggestion right off the bat, but it's a bit difficult as he reads through the mission reports about alien dignitaries, invasion attempts, and time travel. Kinsey brings up the argument that some think the program causes more problems than it solves, but the chairman says either way this would have been a problem for them. He also makes clear that Kinsey's real interest is gaining control of the gate to pursue his own agenda.
We have a civilian agency known as the NID. Now, its mandate has been to keep an eye on top secret projects like the Stargate program and has done so from the beginning.
That's right, that's from Disclosure on Monday. I think that supports my view pretty well that the clip shows are still significant episodes. How many other programs can you think of whose clip shows include clips of another clip show? Well, who should arrive but our buddy Woolsey, summoned by Kinsey, who assures the VP that his report will make clear to the president the need to clean house at the SGC. So we soon have a big meeting with these two, the president and the chairman, to present his report. To kick it off, he mentions Dr. Fraser's death from yesterday, sent in as part of an ill-advised, in Woolsey's point of view, rescue mission, the report that Hammond had given him. After that, he gets into other specifics, the time that the program was shut down and SG-1 acted anyway, saving the Earth in the process. Those assholes. But Woolsey points out that wasn't an isolated incident, and when the defense that they fell under the influence of an alien device is used, I think that was OJ's backup strategy, actually, Woolsey pivots to point out that mind control tends to happen a lot. The president is only more convinced that it's in good hands if they've been through all the stuff that he mentions and they're still handling the job. But Woolsey suggests all of this points to them being potentially compromised, with no one to be sure if they're a threat to the Earth themselves now. And obviously Robert Picardo has personal experience with a team like that. After sending out Woolsey and the chairman for a break from this insanity, Kinsey makes clear the profound irritation he has with the president not recognizing that Hammond and SG-1 need to be tossed out on their asses. He even makes clear that the president was put here, with the implication that they can take that away if those responsible are not satisfied. Well, you don't fight your way into the Oval Office because you're easily intimidated. Being a self-confident dick is pretty much a job requirement. So Kinsey is sent on his way as well until they're ready to continue. You think about what you did. Woolsey starts round 2 by listing when the team had failed in their efforts, leading to all manner of kerfuffles, brouhahas, fiascos, even the occasional shenanigan.
And both Colonel O'Neill and Major Carter have demonstrated an alarming tendency to let interpersonal relationships cloud their decision-making process.
They have a right to their feelings. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby.
Unless, of course, you're suggesting some kind of inappropriate relationship here?
Inappropriate, yes. That is exactly what he's suggesting.
Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
It's difficult to come away from these reports without the distinct impression that there is a lot more going on between Colonel O'Neill and Major Carter than simple friendship and respect.
This is a significant thing to note with Woolsey. I spoke last time about the truth, about how some people present what they believe is the truth to the best of their ability and hope that that is convincing, and others who believe that anything that serves what they consider the truth, even if it involves dishonesty or deception or just flat-out invention, is justified. Kinsey is clearly the latter, but Woolsey, we see, is the former. He may not be on the side of Hammond and SG-1, but he is on the side of the honest presentation of the facts, not Kinsey's politically convenient fiction. This gets worse when, in a private conversation with Kinsey, he's assured that however it might have appeared, it was a victory. Oh, that's not the worst part. It's that if the president is not persuaded to come around,
Things happen.
like accidents. Fatal accidents. I'm going to have him murdered. Yes, no, I got that. My silence was my shock, not misunderstanding you. Little do they know that the president is considering the political implications of Kinsey's entire agenda. If this were to ever get out, and inevitably it will, it would be important to have the cover of saying that the president cleaned house and ensured that there were no warning signs about the people in charge, and he ignored them. The chairman wants to give him more details before making a decision, though, like the current threat that they're facing. As with disclosure, the chairman brings up the 2 attempts by Anubis to destroy the Earth before then turning his attention mostly to the other system lords, and has made a lot of progress since then. It's been a long time since I covered it, but not long before the Heroes episode, the episode Death Knell had come out, with the damn near unstoppable super soldier, you might recall, and Anubis has an army of them. So that sucks.
Anubis may be incredibly powerful, but he's not invincible. There is a way to take him out.
How's that?
By finding the lost city.
Oh, is that all? I thought my big concern week 1 was putting pressure on England to keep my campaign promise of bringing Doctor Who back. The president is taking all of this on board, but Kinsey's got too much political power to just outright ignore him, so he may not be able to protect SG-1 or Hammond from the political fallout. Luckily, there's an unexpected player in the game, Woolsey himself.
No matter what you might think of me, I consider myself to be a man of integrity. I took the job with the NID because I strongly believe in civilian oversight of top-secret military operations.
Mr. Woolsey.
I don't have any proof, sir.
Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
But I'm starting to question whether those to whom I have dedicated my allegiance are as honorable as I had hoped.
He warns the chairman about the veiled threat, but all the chairman can say is, if there's any proof, he's going to have to find it. So Woolsey goes to see Hammond personally, saying that he hasn't changed his views on the program, but he thinks that Kinsey has realigned with the rogue NID elements, and that's something that he can't abide. He mentions the time Hammond was blackmailed into retiring, and then came back, and deduced that Hammond must have something that can be used against the vice president. Hammond isn't sure if he trusts Woolsey on this, but he decides to give him a copy of the data that O'Neill and Mayborn got from Kinsey's computer about the NID. Woolsey, in turn, hands it over to the president, with his concerns about Kinsey and the NID's corrupt history.
I also hope history one day shows that I tried to do the right thing.
Inauguration is the calm before the storm of the season finale, quietly establishing both the new leadership in Washington, as well as indicating the ongoing threat that's represented by Anubis, which is getting worse, and thus the impetus to find the lost city, all of which we'll see in a not too far off look at SG-1. The importance of this week is establishment of the fact that the international community is starting to learn about the Stargate, hence the reason the Atlantis expedition has experts from all over the globe, and to introduce us to Woolsey. Now, Woolsey seems pretty unimportant, just one more of the Monday morning quarterbacks that presume to pass judgment on the actions of our heroes while they selflessly save the world. In fact, Woolsey was created to help pad things out. It's a notable demonstration of how this franchise was able to endure for so long, even including a network jump, that they took the most disposable character and worked to flesh him out to become more than a simple cipher. This is aided by the fact that Robert Picardo is such a skilled and versatile character actor, so that he was able to take the small part of a petty bureaucrat and infuse it with a sense of humanity and nuance. In Season 9, he'll return when the 2 points merge. The funding of the Stargate program will be ensured, but it will require international oversight by a civilian leadership, and Woolsey is going to be a part of that. But as Sam will note, he's a sincere straight shooter. We see Woolsey is not in this for personal or political advantage, but because he believes that the military should not be allowed to conduct serious activities without accountability to civilian authority. He may be a thorn in the side of our heroes at times, but it's based on a difference of priorities and concerns rather than upon ambition, pettiness, or ego. We'll see this again when we see more of Woolsey in Atlantis later this month.
This is a joke, right? I have a great sense of humor. I didn't know that you had one, but this is good because we're finding out about each other.